this be a lesson, kids. Instead of picking at your acne, put honey and aloe over it so that they don't end up like this. Welcome back. So it's been a minute since I've made a video. My God, it's been like, what, 2.5 months? Jesus. What, did you miss me? Probably not. Anyway, I wanted to talk about the recent trend of YouTuber retirement. But Shelby, what could you possibly have to add to the conversation? So for people watching who may not know, I've technically been creating videos for about 14 years. And I don't really have as much to show for it as other people who have been creating videos for the same amount of time, but with good reason. If you've seen MatPat's video announcing his retirement, you'd know that he's basically been working nonstop on his channels for about 13 years. That's the difference. I stopped and restarted making videos for 14 years. I did not take it as seriously as some of these bigger channels. And the growth metrics show that. But a big thing in the video that stuck out to me was Matt saying how he wasn't able to have a conversation with his wife about things that weren't work because they worked together. He wants to be there for his son and young family, which is very admirable. Meanwhile, while I was making videos, I was focusing on being a teenager, going to college, focusing on school. Not nearly as much as I should have, but I was focused. And I think that's the big issue that we're seeing and that we've seen in the past with YouTuber burnout and now creators that have been on the platform for over 10 years retiring. I mean, imagine your first couple of jobs in your teens and early 20s. Can you imagine staying at that same job for over 10 years? Sure, a lot of YouTubers have more creative freedom in their jobs than most of us would have had in our fast food, restaurant, retail jobs, but that doesn't change the fact that it's still work. You know that old phrase, if you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. No, that's just not the way things are anymore. And I feel like those of us on the outside looking in kind of see it that way and wonder how someone could possibly want to leave that career after so long because it seems like so much fun. But that's the thing, we're on the outside. We're not seeing all of the editor's notes, the writer's rooms, the emails, the sleepless nights, the rewrites, the brand deals, the sponsorship emails, all of those things that really go into the content that we like to see. And in MatPat's case specifically, he did it to himself fourfold. 4 major YouTube channels that all require the same format. I'm surprised the man ever slept. And of course, at a certain point, he had to be sponsored by AirUp to make sure that the poor man had some water once in 13 years. I can't think of a single major YouTuber who is completely transparent about everything that goes into making their videos. And if you can find someone, please let me know in the comments, and I would love to check out their behind the scenes, how they get everything done for their channel. Because at the end of the day, the main thing that we're seeing of these creators is whatever facade they want to show us. And MatPat has always presented himself as happy and fun and entertaining and informative. But I'm sure after 13 years, 4 channels and a live streaming channel, that's gotta be a lot. And something's gotta give. We only get so many hours in the day, so much time to dedicate to things. So when you're working as hard as you have and you have other people depending on you to make all of it happen, you gotta give somewhere. And unfortunately, what a lot of YouTubers have to give is their personal life. Like, It makes you wonder if collabing with other YouTubers is mutually beneficial in growing both of their networks, or it's really scheduled time for someone to hang out with their friends. Sure, the life of content creation seems glamorous, but it's the 1% that we're seeing that is glamorous. The people that sacrificed every other facet of their life to get to that 1%. The other 99% of us with day jobs and familial obligations probably aren't going to see that same number unless we can figure out how to incorporate those other obligations into creating our content. Hence why I think a lot of family vloggers or YouTubers that become parents incorporate their kids into their content. But that's a whole other can of worms. I say all of this to say, first and foremost, I'm really gonna miss MatPat. He has been a staple of my subscription box for about 11 years. I've said it in comments on game theory videos several times. I would not have made it through high school science classes without him because I struggled, and I would look up concepts and game theory, and usually there was a video to help explain what I was learning, and I was able to grasp the concepts the way he was explaining them and teaching them. And I was able to take it back to class and graduate high school with a 3.0 because of his help. But I also want to thank MatPat for the sacrifices that he made. I know it sounds weird saying it, but let me explain a little bit. For all of those sleepless nights and the business dinners with his own wife, my God, he entertained nearly 20 million people and created a community of happy nerds. It makes me wonder that if I had the same level of conviction and determination that he did, could I be at a similar level? Absolutely not, because truth be told, I am lazy as hell. But MatPat's explanation does shed some light again on the ideas of burnout that a lot of big name YouTubers were experiencing around the mid 2010s. I want to say 2018 was the big year of YouTube burnout. Me in editing, correct me if I'm wrong. And maybe this is saying a lot about our content consumer culture, that we can never be satisfied and we just want more and more from the people who are willing to sacrifice their lives to create content. That sounds really dark. Let me rephrase that. For the people who make it their job to entertain us, to educate and inform us. Because let's face it, like any other job out there, this job is not for everyone. No matter how many kids think they want it right now, making videos is a job. And a lot of the biggest people right now don't do it by themselves. I personally struggle and have struggled over the past 14 years to make videos because I do everything myself. And that's not to say that many self-made YouTubers aren't doing everything by themselves today. Like, I just rewatched a ton of Animat videos, seeing that he basically does everything by himself and does it really well. But it also makes me wonder, for all of those people who do end up doing it by themselves, what is the give and take of their balance of life, their work-life balance, their social lives, their family relationships, their own sleep schedule? My God, I don't know. I don't know if any of this really makes any sense. I've kind of just been rambling, but this is something I really wanted to talk about because it's important, it's relevant to anyone who has consumed or created on YouTube for 10 plus years. I feel like it's a conversation that we all at the very least, shouldn't be ignoring. Like, in the span of a few months, we got old Smosh back and MatPat's retiring. It's a weird time to be on YouTube for over 10 years. I'm still thinking about how some people who work at Smosh are totally unaware of old Smosh.
What?
I don't know. Selfishly, I hope this doesn't become a trend because I still get all of my news from Philip DeFranco and I really don't want him to leave. Yeah, I guess first and foremost, I should have organized my thoughts a bit better. But also, this whole video is to say that as much as I'm gonna miss MatPat, I understand, because as someone who has also been on the platform for 13, 14 years, I could not have had the same drive, determination, self-discipline, and devotion it takes to get to where you are. And I am grateful that you chose to dedicate this much time to a bunch of nerds on the internet. And I'm sure all my fellow theorists are just as thankful. But yeah, maybe rewatch some of those old burnout videos and try and understand where a lot of these bigger creators are coming from. Because as much as we want MatPat forever, does MatPat want this forever? I know whatever job I'm in, as much as I love it, I wouldn't want to do the same job for the rest of my life. I would want to move up, move sideways, switch over completely. So I'm gonna miss Matt, but I'm also really proud. I'm proud to be a fan. I'm proud to live in a world where these creators exist. Because we know damn well we wouldn't be able to curate our own personalities without them. So when your favorite YouTuber says they're taking a break, let them. Just let them. Encourage them. Let them know that when they come back, when they are ready, if they're ready, you'll be waiting for them. And on that note, thanks everyone for waiting on me. Moving has been weird for me. It's been a minute since I've made a video, just while I'm doing some housekeeping at the end here. I will hopefully be in a good place to start doing idea jar videos again in, I want to say March, just to give myself some wiggle room. But I will still be doing the spicy books video in February. Most likely that will be on February 17th, just to give myself some time to write it and to finish one of the books that will be involved. Thanks for listening to me ramble. I seriously had no notes. I just brain. But thanks for watching. Take care. And I will see you guys next time for... What am I gonna do? Oh, I have an idea. See you soon. Fuck, I need a haircut.